Breaking update on the Prather point. Russian hackers have penetrated U.S. government networks and gotten into nuclear stockpile networks, officials are warning Congress. The Energy Department and the National Nuclear Security Administration controlled networks have been breached. Among them are Los Alamos National Laboratory, which conducts the government's most sensitive and advanced nuclear research. Evidence of the attack was also found in the networks of the Office of Secure Transportation, which are responsible for nuclear material. Those are our nuclear missiles moved on trucks by armed truckers. Another breach might have been attempted to find out how to disrupt the power grid. Other sources are confirming that. Expect more power outages in the coming weeks. Thomas Bossert, who was White House Homeland Security Advisor in 2018, warned Russian hack is on an unprecedented scale. The Kremlin is denying its hackers are behind SolarWinds hack, but this all points to Kremlin hacking. But the scale is jaw-dropping, with hundreds of federal networks and most Fortune 500 firm networks as well. This is historic, and this is certainly cyber war. The two agencies responsible for maintaining America's nuclear weapons stockpile have evidence they were hacked by suspected Kremlin cyber spies. Politico reported that the Energy Department and the National Nuclear Security Administration have begun to warn Congress that networks they control were breached, including at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. The Department of Justice, FBI, and Defense Department, among others, have moved routine communications onto classified networks that are believed not to have been breached, according to two people briefed on the measures. They are assuming that all non-classified networks have been briefed. So those of you that are using Unclass or SIPR, make sure you are aware of that. And the government also warned that the hackers really thought to have only breached the network company SolarWinds, had a second breach at another company, meaning agencies and companies which thought they were unaffected because they do not use SolarWinds are now at risk of breach too. At the Pentagon, the acting Secretary of Defense, Chris Miller, acknowledged he was very concerned, but we have standard operating procedures in place when an intrusion is noted or a potential intrusion so that we can continue to communicate over alternative networks. That's true. At DIA, I used to have a clear, secret, and top secret buttons on my computer where they could do that. But the most damaging revelation so far is the evidence of the attack of the networks of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the Office of Secure Transportation. The U.S. has an estimated 5,800 nuclear warheads and bombs ready for launch from submarines, airplanes, and land-based missiles, while others are held in storage. Most, however, are in storage, retired, or being decommissioned. Their status is one of government's most closely guarded secrets, as are efforts to create new weapons. Another attack was found in the field office of the Energy Department in Richland, Washington State, which could have been an effort to gather information on how to disrupt the national electricity grid. And that is coming. I have already had sources telling me that there will be more power outages. I've talked about that in the past, but there's a lot of confirmation coming about this. So expect and prepare for lines of communications to be cut and grid power outages and electrical grid outages. Members of the House and Senate were set to be briefed by the Energy Department on the breach. This goes also back to the Rapid Response Task Force I was just putting out about on my normal show. The magnitude of this ongoing attack is hard to overstate, and it's appeared that Russians could be in control of hundreds of computer networks. Additionally, they probably have access to the networks of as many as 425 of the Fortune 500, America's largest companies. So I don't think this is going to be nuclear war. Nobody wants that, but this is certainly economic warfare, and that goes along with China's policy of unrestricted warfare and battle. The warning was echoed by Thomas Rid, a Johns Hopkins cyber conflict expert, who said the campaign's likely efficacy can be compared to Russia's 3-year 1990s moonlight maze hacking of U.S. government targets, including NASA and the Pentagon. So this is a way for China to reestablish its economic front, and also for Russia to begin to reassert itself on the national stage. The dramatic escalation of the danger of the hack came as federal government's computer safety agency warned it poses a grave risk to government and private networks. Cybersecurity agency says that this is a critical infrastructure breach that is hard to undo. This threat actor has demonstrated sophistication and complex tradecraft in these intrusions. CISA expects that removing the threat actor from compromised environments will be highly complex and challenging. The suspected Russian cyber attack on the U.S. government remains ongoing, as I put out on my show. This attack is still going on. Cyber warfare, informational warfare, fifth generation combat cloud warfare is raging right now. Security officials said the attack was significant and ongoing. They were working to pursue and disrupt the hackers. The breach of SolarWinds software used by federal agencies and major companies was uncovered by cybersecurity firm and government contractor called FireEye, which we already talked about, which noticed a suspicious login. The California-based firm says the attacker stole some of its red team software, which mimics cyber attacks, and that is for pen tests, and we have already covered that. We are under attack. It is cyber warfare. It is informational warfare. It is psychological warfare. It is unrestricted warfare and combat cloud fifth generational warfare. But just like everything else, we will survive this. We will get through this. But I wanted to get this out as soon as it is just breaking now. So God bless. Keep the faith. Hang in there. This is far from over. It didn't end with the slaying of the 300 Thermopylae. It didn't end with the crucifixion of Golgotha. And it is not ending now. God bless. Keep the faith. Talk to you.